folks, how's it going? It's Mr. Murray coming to you with a do now for Course 1 CP for Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. So in this do now, we're going to be graphing the function f of x equals 1/3 to the power of x. So what we need to do, please pause the video, graph this function, then when you're ready, unpause, and you can see what I got. All right, so as I say, if you need to create a graph, then you should make yourself a table. That's the big takeaway from yesterday. So we're now going to plug in a bunch of numbers. We'll start with 1, maybe 2 and 3, and see what happens. So I plug in, and anything to the power of 1 is itself. Now a half, well, or rather 2 rather, well, a third to the power of 2 is just a third times a third. And that's equal to a ninth. Oh boy. And then for 3, we're going to have a third to the third, to 3 rather, which is a third times a third times a third. And the 3 and the 3 and the 3, that's 1/27. So nothing's really happening there. Let's try 0. So we should know by now anything to the power of 0 is 1. Now I'm going to try -1. I plug in -1, and I remember that a third to the -1 becomes 1/3. Well, what happens is it flips to become a 3, and the -1 becomes a +1, and 3 to the 1 is 3. Now for -2, okay, because again of the laws of exponents, first it flips to a 3, and the negative flips to a positive, so I get 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, so I've got -2, 9, -1, 3, 0, 1, 1 1/3, 2 1/9, 3 1/27. Okay, so we get this nice graph. Some good things to note about it. The domain is -infinity to infinity. You can plug in whatever we want. The range here is interesting. So it's all the numbers that are greater than 0. It will never actually equal 0, so we do need to leave the 0 out, and that's why I have an open parenthesis there. But otherwise, because of this upwards pointing arrow, I know that the y values will continue on to positive infinity. Where is it increasing? Well, this one's actually increasing nowhere. This function never increases. In fact, this function always, or from -infinity to infinity, is decreasing. Okay, it's got a y-intercept of 0, 1, and this one actually has no x-intercepts. Finally, end behavior. Okay, as x goes to infinity, f of x is getting closer and closer to 0. And then as x goes to -infinity, because of that upwards pointing arrow, f of x goes to infinity. Okay, finally, we have this really invisible line here that this graph is getting really close to. Remember, this is called a horizontal asymptote, and it represents a value of y that the function gets really close to and never touches. So again, I thought I would throw out some analysis there just to give you an opportunity to get your feet wet with some of those terms and how they apply in this specific scenario. It wasn't required. You did need to graph the function, however, and that's where we are going to be continuing today. We're going to be doing a little bit more graphing, and we may even start to look a little bit at analysis as well. All right, folks, best of luck. Don't forget to love math, and remember, you can do it.